Hey guys, today we're in the kitchen. We're gonna wash pellets. I know it's kind of a mundane topic, but I want to show you the way that I do it. And what I've found is that washing pellets does increase accuracy quite a bit from straight out of the tin to shooting. This is step one of my pellet sorting process, which I'm going to go through my whole process on video and post it. But this is step one. Now, the first thing you want to do is get yourself a bottle of Dawn. Dawn cuts the grease. It's also, those are the guys that are helping the animals if there's any kind of oil spills or anything like that, so you can feel good inside too. Next thing, your pellets. With your pellets, you want to make sure that they're all the same. I'll put a picture up here of the different pellet variations that I have found over the course of a year and 4 different tins, 4 different purchases. But if you have tins that have this label on the bottom telling you lot number and head size and such, make sure that they're all the same. Or if you don't have this little sticker, just open up a couple tins, make sure that they all look the same, and I mean really look them over with a fine-tooth comb, especially inside the skirts. That's going to be the dead giveaway. And just make sure that they're all consistent. Otherwise, you'll be sorting pellets that are different from one another, and they may have a different point of impact from one another. They'll be sorted out to perfection, but they still throw you a different point of impact because they're balanced differently. So watch out for that. On top of that, I got myself some Tupperware. I got ones with a nice round bottom instead of, as opposed to like a square one or a round one with some square indents in it or whatever. Try to get one with a nice round bottom, because when I wash, I'll be swirling the pellets a lot, and that really helps. And you know, the lids that come with it, obviously, you know, we're working with lead here, and lead is a toxic metal, so you know, mark everything that you're going to wash pellets with. Mark it. Say, you know, this is for no food in that, no food in the bottom of that. You know, just mark it with a Tupperware is cheap, so just consider it disposed of. Also, it's good to wear a pair of gloves. Let's get to washing. Glove up. I dumped a tin of pellets into one of my bins here already. And get the water nice and warm. So this Tupperware has holes in the bottom. This is my drying one. The one I'm putting water into right now. Oops, a little bit much. I only need a couple of drops of soap. The one I'm in now, it doesn't have any holes in the bottom, so this is all I'm going to do is just swirl it around and around and around. I could put the lid on and start shaking it and going back and forth and doing that, but now you've got pellets banging into each other if you do that. And you stand a chance, albeit slim, but you do stand a chance of just putting a very fine dent in those pellets. So once you feel like you've done enough, go ahead and do a little more. I could have stopped probably 20 seconds ago, if not longer, but I just kept going. I'm going to dump all that water out and get a little rinse going. Now once these are done being washed, they've got water all over them. If you go to the next stage of, well, if you go to the weighing stage and they still have water in them, that little bitty, you know, half of a drop, quarter of a drop of water that's stuck inside the skirts, that's going to throw you off. So you have to dry these. Some guys resort to the paper towel method. They lay the paper towels out, they lay all the pellets out flat, and then they just dab them. That's a great start if you want to do that to rush this process. Another method is to use a hair dryer. I know I've seen it where guys use a hair dryer to dry all the pellets because they want to hurry up the process. I don't like doing that. Basically what I do is I use this one with the holes in it. That's why the holes are there. Gently dump. That's 1 tin of pellets. I'll probably do another tin, maybe even 2. I just let it sit. Okay, so let it sit aside and let it dry naturally. I live in a very dry climate here in Colorado, and so these pellets will dry probably in a day to a day and a half. They'll be completely dry. But like I said, you need to hurry up the process. A hairdryer is a good route to go, and the paper towels is a nice starting step. Just be careful if you do rush this process. Take a good handful of pellets and look in the skirts to make sure all that water is out of the skirts before you start weighing. Another thing you're going to find when you wash pellets is when you're done washing them, they smell. They put out an odor that is, kind of concerning. It's like, what? Why do they smell now? Well, it's bare lead and it's very clean lead. So that's what you're smelling, is that odor of machined lead. Another thing I wanted to add about the paper towels, it's a good idea to start with the paper towels if you want to speed the process up. But don't necessarily leave the pellets and the paper towels together. You might get fibers from the paper towels, but more importantly, the paper towel doesn't let that moisture evaporate. It kind of holds that moisture with the pellet, so you're kind of helping and hurting yourself at the same time. If you're going to use the paper towels, just use them and then put your pellets aside to finish the drying process. So, does this really make a difference? Is the next thing. So what I'm going to do is, I just got done washing another batch. I'm going to use a paper towel as a filter for the water. And what that's going to do is it's going to catch anything that's any kind of imperfection in any slag or leftover metals that might be in there. Now I can see some already in the bottom of the Tupperware. Get some bits on there. Let me rinse. Oh yeah, it's all over the place. There's slag all over the place with this. So it's probably going to be hard for the camera to pick up because of the light and the camera and all that good stuff. But are you even in focus? Looks like you are. I got a little piece of slag here. I got another little piece of slag. Oops, I got another piece of slag right here. Right there where my finger is, another piece. And those little pieces of slag are all over inside this Tupperware. They're all over in here because I was swirling the water out and stuff. Generally they land on the bottom. If I rinse and I just pour, I mean, here's a big old piece. There's a big old piece right there. Okay, that's leftovers from the pellets. That was stuck to one of the pellets. That little tiny itty bit. I mean, I could take it off and weigh it, but it will throw your weight off. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 5/100ths of a grain, and that's enough. So now that washing is done and rinsing is done, we're going to let these dry, and then I will pick up this video for step 2. Here's another step to do during the drying process. If you're waiting that day or day and a half, or whatever, every once in a while you pass your tins, you're walking around, just shake them up. You loosen up that water a little bit. You put ones on the top that were on the bottom. Then you get in there and mix them. Okay. This is 1,050 pellets. It's 3 tins of 25 grain right here. I'm doing them all at the same time. Now when you have that many, it's more water content in here, so it's going to take even longer to dry. So another thing that I might do is I may wipe out my washing Tupperware. I might dump about half of these in here so that I can have 2 areas of drying, and that naturally speeds up the process. Well guys, pellets dry. I sorted them into 2 Tupperware containers, and I put a fan to blow over them. That way any moisture that come up would get blown away pretty quick. They dried pretty quick. I've been through there already. I just dive in. I got clean hands. I just washed my hands, so with the Dawn for the oil. But you know, I just went through here slowly and looked at a bunch of skirts, as many as I could, and looked for any kind of residual water, and there's none. So they're dry. From this point on, anything you do, gentle and slow. You don't want to damage a pellet that you've already spent time with. So we'll take, I'm not going to drop them down from here. Like I said, everything gentle. Nice and easy. Now I got them all in one container, so I don't have to worry about what's what. Now from this point on, these have been washed. They're ready for sort. I don't want them to get mixed up with anything else. So I have a lid here, and on this blue tape it says washed only. That's all I've done so far. It says ready for sort, and check the skirts. That's a reminder to me to check the skirts for any kind of variation between lot numbers. So guys, the next video is going to be about the next step in this process. And this whole thing is about getting the perfect pellet and getting as many of them as possible. It takes many stages and steps to get there. As it is, I've spent 3 minutes per pellet. You know, as I go through this process, I was timing myself, and a lot of times I'll sit down and watch a movie during the weighing and the sorting process. So I end up with about 3 minutes per pellet by the time all is said and done. And I've also got one final stage which I haven't tested for effectiveness yet. I actually need like I need a windless shooting range in order to test that one, but that's way on further down the road. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. And before I close, let me just say that washing pellets, it's not that hard to do, and I have seen the greatest increase in accuracy simply by washing only. So I think this is something that I'm going to do with my pellets from now on, is just get right into the process right from the get-go of take them out of the tin, wash them, put them all together, so at least I know I have all those are washed. As always guys, happy shooting.